Hey, everybody. I wanted to get you caught up, get myself caught up. There's just so many things going on. I wanted to take this time to kind of update all the many, many things going on. Lexi is here. She's excited. She might bark at any second because I have the window open. And if there's a dog that walks by, anyone who has a dog knows that might lead to some barking. So, oh, there she is. She wants to play with the ball. Of course, I gave her a little attention. I wanted to talk about some of the things I've had going on that I'm really excited about that I want to involve anyone listening here on as I continue my journey. And I want to help you with your journey any which way I can. That's why I do what I do. So, the first thing here, we are in October 2021. Lexi is going to keep playing with the ball here. So, this will be fun. I am doing my real first ski and snowboard season. I've actually never snowboarded, I'm going to be honest. But I get the mechanics. I put together a ski and snowboard prep program so that we can get you ready for the ski season. Even if you're going to start this in the middle of the ski season, it's going to help you recover. It's going to help you ski, snowboard better, and be less likely to get injured, which to me has been a passion for a long time. Having gotten injured, that's kind of what got me into this whole field of physical therapy. So I'm excited for that program. I made it real quick. This is my quick plug before we jump into some other stuff is $99, 9 weeks, and 9 minutes a day. That's it. No real equipment required. So I can always customize these programs. It all goes through True Coach. I do a lot of virtual coaching, and I thought this would be a really cool little quick, easy thing to put out there for anybody who wants to just get into this 9-minute routine. If you're doing Peloton, this is going to help with that. I can change the marketing and customization of all of it to make it a little more Peloton specific. But I know a lot of you out there do Peloton, you're running. We can put these programs together. So look out for that stuff coming up. I've gotten really busy in person here as well. It's kind of my second point. On top of all the virtual stuff I'm doing, working with clients all over the world, putting together different programs around lifestyle change, nutrition, sleep, stress, connecting people with my lovely wife around their connection. Speaking of, she just literally pulled up in the car here. So she's parking. We might hear a little extra noise there. I've gotten really busy, though, coming back to that here in Colorado. So if you know anybody in the Denver, Boulder area and you want them to get assessed, they're dealing with pain, the majority of folks I work with tend to be folks that have gone through numerous clinicians and not had the best of results. And I tend to offer a very different solution. I've gone not as far from, but I've ran away from the traditional medical and healthcare model to some extent. I did have somebody who just had back pain yesterday, a new episode of back pain, first time in their life, 36 years old, very rare. And we were able to solve a lot of those situations and avoid her going into the medical system. Usually, though, a lot of the people I see end up having 5 or 6 clinicians. They'll get chiropractic treatment. They'll get some traditional physical therapy, where, again, the problem here is that they get underloaded a lot of the times, and they're only dealing with the symptom, and they're not addressing the underlying cause. So I like to kind of put those pieces together. We had really great results and getting her into a little bit of a diagnosis, a little bit of a root cause concept, and homework that she's going to be doing, and checking in on her today seems to be doing really good. Another thing I've been implementing here in person, I was always very skeptical of, I'm not shy about that fact, is dry needling. And I practiced in New York and California before moving here to Colorado. And because of politics, because of silly little rules, I was not allowed to do dry needling in New York and California. Physical therapists cannot, because of lobbies and politics and money and all this stuff. Here in Colorado, though, my first place I've really been that I can do it. And I'm excited. And again, I was skeptical. A lot of people were asking for it. I wanted to try it out. So I went and got certified. The certification was really, really thorough. I really enjoyed it through AAMPT, the American Academy of Manual Physical Therapists. Again, very thorough, very, very evidence-based. And I'm very skeptical still, but I've been getting really good results. I've been trying to use it. A lot of people ask me for it, just, hey, you're a physical therapist, can you stick me with some needles? And I'm happy to. and it's been really good. So I'm excited about that. And the more I've been here, the more I've been reflecting, working with a business coach. The the thing that's come up for me is really diving deeper into my own mission and really getting me to be more even more passionate. If you can't tell, I'm a really passionate guy about all these things that I talk about. And if you follow me at all on social media, which is probably where you're watching this, and if you haven't, like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. um, but I'm really passionate about assessing and having my system here where I can spend some time one on one with you, whether we're having a conversation, whether we're taking somebody who has some back pain for the first time in their 36-year life, and being able to assess them, have that conversation, have them have a better understanding, and walk away from our session with a better understanding of how their body works. So that's really one of my passions, and again, that's kind of my mission. I'm gonna put it out here again. I'm gonna put it out into the universe, the world. I want to assess everyone, right? We have the holidays coming up. Something I want to push a little bit. I'm gonna make sure it's as affordable as possible for folks. But if you have someone in your life you care about who has some aches and pains, whether they do or don't, and they're just an active person, these are things that are going to happen. So if you can get assessed, if we can put those pieces together, if we can have a real common sense, evidence based, rational conversation, which is what I kind of preach about what all these tests reveal. Because I can, again, you go to any physical therapist, and we're about to do a podcast. That's my third point we're about to talk about. But we can look at you head to toe and say, hey, you have this going on. This is a little weaker than that. This is imbalanced. And there are problems with that. I don't want you to walk away from our session thinking, oh my God, I have 25 things wrong with me. And now I have to do all these different things. But just like getting your car assessed, just like going to get your teeth checked, these are things that we can put together, figure out, and say, this is the plan of attack. Are we on the same page? And here is my 30, 30, 30 system, the Bo 30 system. I want to help get you out of pain and moving better in 30 minutes. I want to put a plan in place for the next 30 days, and that should take us into the next 30 years. And if we can be on that same page of those three concepts, that is going to help us solve a lot of your health problems, avoid a lot of injuries, unnecessary surgeries down the line, and again, get you moving the way you want to move. And we can talk about freedom of movement, freedom, physical therapy. One of my former kind of colleagues, mentors, Josh Payne, who was here in Denver, that was his company, Freedom Physical Therapy. He did sell that off, and but I love the concept, and it is language that really resonates with me. So what I mentioned about my third kind of point here is another thing I'm very excited about was talking recently with a personal trainer, good buddy of mine I played football with back in New York City, David Corona. Unfortunate name in this year 2021, but again, it just means king in Spanish, so it's a good thing. But yes, him and I, personal trainer, physical therapist. I'm in the fitness space. He works a lot with that rehab space as well. He has surgeons who refer to him in that Upper East Side, New York City space. So him and I talked a lot about all the things that we kind of agree upon, and we might disagree on 3% of things, but we agree on 97% of things going on with the fitness industry. We've been around, and as we say on the announcement, I guess here is, we have our new podcast, which is the Demand Better podcast, and we're trying to really make sure it's set up. And we'd love your support in making it the most useful tool, which is really our hope here of taking our conversations that we would have just over drinks at a bar and making that into a resource for anyone listening. So we did our first episode, Demand Better from Your Personal Trainer, and things to look out for between certifications, between if they don't do an assessment, that's kind of a red flag for us. There should be some kind of assessment going on there. So we'd love for you to check that out. Demand Better podcast. And the episode we're about to shoot, and I'm having a call with him later today, is about demanding better from your physical therapist, something I know a lot about. And we're going to dive into a little bit of the cash-based PT versus the insurance model, and kind of what that means, what's wrong with it. Anybody who's gone through that probably knows a little bit about what kind of problems there are in the insurance model, but it is a reality, and we want to put those pieces together. So I feel like there's a bunch of other stuff going on right now. It's October 2021. Again, if you guys enjoy these little updates, I'm going to try to make them brief. I'm going to try to make them, again, relatively useful for you, so you kind of get caught up with what I have going on. Again, would love your support as much as possible. Again, I am on this mission. I want to change the world one assessment at a time. So I want to push this concept of orthopedic annual checkup. And I don't even think you really need to do it annually. But if you haven't been assessed head to toe, just like, again, if you have a car, you take your car in hopefully every whatever 6,000 miles for an oil change. They check your brake pads, they check your tire pressure, they check the alignment, the tread on your tires, all these different things. We can do the same for your body so that we can help you avoid things like getting broken down on the side of the road because you get a flat tire, right? Same thing with the human body. I see a lot of the same common things with the body. I'm going to hopefully give you guys that little bit real quick. Number one thing I always check is your breathing pattern. So right now, if you're listening, you made it all the way to this almost 11th minute of this here episode. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, and think about, are you breathing in through your chest and up into your traps and shoulders, or can you breathe into the belly? So take that big breath in. If you can breathe into the belly and you're naturally breathing into the belly, those are really good signs. Again, that's stuff I like to work with. There's a lot of complexity there, but it's also a lot of things with the body. It's complex, but it's also very simple. So at the end of the day, if we can get you breathing better into your belly, to me, that's a really simple solution for a lot of the problems that we face. So that's one of the first things I always go to. And most people I assess breathe what we can call incorrectly. And those nerds out there on breathing mechanics, we can definitely go down that rabbit hole of maybe you shouldn't be diaphragmatically breathing. Maybe it's this, and that. I've heard on podcasts, a celebrity I like recently, Neil Brennan, he was working with a rolfer, and he actually was telling him to breathe more into his chest and breathe more into his shoulders. I'm not sure the rationale there. Neil seemed to believe him and trust that guy, and I think that's a little weird. Yeah, but again, for me, I have found in my at this point, almost 20-year career, I'll say, those who breathe better into their belly tend to have less symptoms, start to get control of their physiology. And another shout out to Physiology First, my friends over there in Maine. And I'm very excited about some of the stuff they're doing. And I definitely want to, again, give them a shout out. And again, in all these different things going on, I'm excited again that's a huge kind of side project that I really want to dive into. So, again, in the local space here, I'm going to look to kind of the Cliff Notes version of that is set up what they do out there in Maine. They have a non-for-profit setup. They have a space, and they bring teenage kids who one of their biggest fights here is against ADHD and that diagnosis. And one of the lines I love the most, and I'm going to give David Bidler, the main guy there, credit, is we want to focus on skills over pills. So that includes breathing better instead of just, oh, you have ADHD, here's a pill. How about, hey, you're a little anxious. We're going to teach you to breathe and control that. So in the middle of class, when you start to get anxious about a test coming up, or, asking this girl out, or whatever the situation is, you can learn to take a breath, a good breath that's going to take you from that fight or flight down to the rest and digest, and play with that nervous system so you can learn how to control your physiology first, hence their name. Really good stuff. So I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. I appreciate if you made it all the way through. Again, if you could like, share, subscribe, leave a rating, review on all that stuff, would mean a lot to me. So yes, I hope you're having a good day. If you want to set up an assessment virtually or in person, my information should be readily available. So just reach out, shoot me a message. I'll get you the links. There might be some links in the show notes, depending on where you're watching this. I have it on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I'll probably put it somewhere on Instagram, also on the Anchor app and your favorite podcast app. I'm going to wrap it up here. Don't forget my Bo30 system. I hate to be all salesy, but it's what it is. I want to change the world, and I want to help you, again, move better, get out of pain in 30 minutes, aches and pains, all that good stuff. I want to set up a plan for the next 30 days that's going to set you up for the next 30 years, 30, 30, 30. Enjoy, get 1% better today. Those are a lot of math going on there. And again, I hope y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Appreciate you listening.